Hi, Prajakta.
Hi, Ayushree.
Very good evening. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
I wanted to make my. Is anybody joined or not?
They are joining now. You said something you wanted to
Yeah,
share.
I wanted my screen, background screen. I'm not able to
Okay,
change.
yeah. Down there's a virtual background option, if you see.
I'm not able to get it.
Okay, but this looks good, Prajakta, in case because sometimes if you are moving between tabs, that's an issue. But otherwise, if you want to do it, then it's on the bottom. There's a virtual background option where you can either blur your background or select beside your video and mic options.
I just want to blur it. That's all.
Done. Yes.
Good evening, Ayushree.
Good
Good.
evening, Shri.
Good evening, Prajakta. How are you?
Mhm. Not very well, but it's okay.
No, Prajita, thank you for joining us.
Why?
Still making time for it. And
Mhm.
hello. Good evening,
Hello,
Vasantha.
hi, Vasantha.
Good evening.
Good evening, Vasantha.
Good evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ayushree.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So thank you so much, Prajakta and Vasantha, for joining us and giving us your time today for come and talk about your journey on the Vidphone show. And Prajakta, especially to you because you're not even keeping well. And thank you so much for still doing us. Obviously, as always, thanks Shri for connecting us to these wonderful ladies and bringing them to the show and being a part of this show as the co-host. Thank you, everyone who has joined us today. So, we are currently live also on all our social media channels like LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So, a lot more people are viewing us live, and there'll be more people joining us on the platform too. Start because we are already at 6:30. I would, this is the Vidphone series where we are celebrating tier two women, entrepreneurs from the tier two cities of India, the resilience, the determination, they come from, the success they have achieved. And this is really a celebration of their journeys. And I'm very happy to be having Shri with me, and Shri and I have together, thought of this series, build this series, and this is the session 3 of this series. So, welcome, Prajakta and Vasantha. Again, we are very excited to hear from about your journeys from you. We will keep the session very candid and informal, so please feel free to share how you want to share your journey. So
Thank
before
you.
I move on, I'll just give a quick intro to both of you, but more in detail we'll obviously get to know once we move on. So today we have Prajakta Kutnikar with us, who's the co-founder of ITChamps Software Pvt Ltd, is an independent director and also an community advocate. Our next speaker is Vasantha Kumari, who's an innovative artist and entrepreneur with over 4 exhibitions and 200 paintings to her credit. This is not it. Both of these women are wonderful, seasoned entrepreneurs and have been working in the tier 2 city of Mysore, and we will know a lot more about them. They have impacted a lot of lives by their work, and I know that today their story platform would impact many more. Then, of course, we have Srilakshmi, who is the co-founder and CEO of AA Probiotics, an advisor, mentor, keynote speaker, and the list goes on. But now I'll stop, and we would like to start with you, Prajakta, and tell us a little bit about yourself, Prajakta. How did this start? How did your entrepreneur? I know that you have mentioned, you and your husband were first generation entrepreneurs, who started this business at one point of time. So how did it start? How did instead of a job, did entrepreneurship happen, or were you guys in a job and then moved to entrepreneurship? A little bit on that, and keeping the business side aside, a little bit about you also. So over to you, Prajakta, to tell us a little bit on that.
Yeah. Firstly, thank you, Ayushree and Sri Lakshmi, for having me on this platform. I come from a very small town called Solapur in Maharashtra, which is famous for chaddars, bedsheets.
Hmm.
Other than that, nobody knows about this town.
Ah,
Was born in a family of four daughters. My father was not like we were not well to do from family, but my parents believed that education is most and utmost important wealth to pass on to the next generation.
certainly. Yeah.
So they gave all four of us a good education, two as doctors, One is MA MEd with MPhil, and me, the youngest one, and is an engineer in computer science. Now, all four sisters are working and balancing the professional and personal life together. On my personal level, I'm a networking person. I love to go out and meet people, talk to people, and I'm also motivated. And Shri is my idol for everything, so I always look at her. And I'm a like I like to dance. I like to do yoga, and I like to travel a lot. That is a small introduction from my side.
Wonderful, wonderful, Prajakta. So, we'll come to your business in the next question then.
Yeah.
And over to you, Vasantha, to share a little bit about yourself, and tell us all, what are you doing, a little bit about yourself that we may not have seen in the bio. Yeah. You are on mute. If you can just
Uh,
unmute. Yes,
uh,
we can hear you now. Yeah.
you can hear me. You can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Good evening to all of you.
Very good.
Thanks for inviting me for this to participate in this webinar, Srilakshmi, and you also.
Sure. Thank you.
It's nice to share with you about me. I'm a housewife actually. From my childhood, I had an interest in art. It was like a hobby I used to do for the marriage gift, this thing and all. No, they keep decorated plates for the marriage. For that and all, I used to help my mother. And like that, only it developed interest in art. I used to do painting on my saris and bed sheets like that. But after marriage, I was married to a big family, joint family. I can never find time for myself for 20 years. After that, I came to know that Mysore art is being taught in Jagan Mohan Palace by Sri Ramnasaya. He's a palace artist. It was a boom to get that kind of master for to learn from Mysore art. But I was not happy because it was very crowded. I used to wait for my picture to be corrected. But indirectly, it helped me a lot. As I waited, a master used to correct other students' drawings and paintings. While correcting, he used to say why it is wrong, how it should be, and he was little short tempered, and he used to scold also. So I was scared to show my picture. I was waiting behind like that, but it indirectly I got the knowledge that why it's wrong, how to follow the lines and all. It's a traditional art. As a traditional art, anatomy is also very important for of the god's pictures. So for every god, there will be a different anatomy, and every god has different vahanas. Like Durga has Simha, Lakshmi has elephants, like that. So he used to tell, when you go, when you walk in the road, also you observe the anatomy of the cows or bull or any animals. So that will help you, he used to tell. So small clues help me a lot, and so I developed myself. And my friends started asking me to teach them Tanjore style of painting. That I learned from Tanjore master from Chennai at Bangalore. That 25 years back, more than 30 years. It was very rare. Whoever Tanjore style picture, Tanjore style of art teaching teachers were very rare. So I got an opportunity to learn that. But he didn't teach for a full extent. He used to hide the techniques, only superficial uh, artwork he used to teach. So it was so laborious, and I was not so much interested to do that laborious art. I was interested in painting landscapes and oil paint and all. But my friends insisted me to teach Tanjore style of painting for their children. It was very difficult to procure the materials during that time. Nothing was available in Mysore. From Bangalore also, it was difficult to get the raw materials. Still, they insisted me, forced me to start the class. At that time, 20 students were all enrolled, and the Shishya in the Guru, like that, it happened. Teaching them, and I didn't want them to paint the faces as the raw hand work won't be good. After doing so much work, face should be good, and that drushti, eyesight should be good. So I committed myself that I will do the faces for the pictures. So doing so, my hand became uh, like the I could do better. I improved myself. So it developed like that only. And then people started placing order, and it happened so. And I did many collections of paintings also. Whatever I saw in my master's house, I wanted to do that. I was tempted to do like. So I became a member for Federation of Chamber of Commerce and Industries. From through chamber, they had organized a delegation to Colombo.
Okay.
So I took part in that. To go to Colombo, we have to take so many workshops, attend the workshops. So it happened so that I attended the export workshop, and I got the export license also. So it was a good experience to do the exhibition at Colombo.
Yeah.
Then I did the exhibition at Mysore, our place, home place, with very, very fear. Because so many artists are in Mysore, I little changed my face style and changed the style of faces of Tanjore and Mysore style. Because it was looking very mature look and big faces. I wanted it like this commercial art style. So I had adopted that. I was scared where artists will comment and all. Then in Kannada Sahitya Parishad, they said, no, you can do and welcome the comments. Why you are afraid and all. So that time I exhibited more than 60 pictures. It was a 2 days exhibition. It was very successful, and all media highlighted my exhibition, and that so it grew like that. Got the demands for the pictures and started taking orders. So online, and then I created my website. Through website also I got the orders, and so many NRIs visit to Mysore. Well, going back, they want some small gifts. So I started making small size pictures also. Usually, God's pictures will be huge, 2 feet by 3, like that. Then I started doing small and for portable size. And many go to abroad to gift. Well, while they go, no, they want to gift to their son or daughter or friends. Like they used to come to me and ask for the painting. So like that, I started um, collecting doing more pictures. It was a very big family. It was very difficult for me to get the time. So almost all the paintings are done late nights. Also.
Yeah.
So it undisturbed time. So, and I used to enjoy that. I'm happy now also people like my pictures, and now also I have continued. Now I'm 73. Still I haven't left it because I'm inspired by my master. He used to do up to in his at his 90th year also he used to teach me. So
Wonderful.
that stimulates, inspires you also, like inspires us also.
No, certainly, Vasantha. That's very inspiring, and thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I think this is why we are doing this, to get stories like you to the forefront, and it's so nice to see from where you started, and today like over 200 exhibitions, and still continuing at 73, and many more years to go for your beautiful work. So thank you so much, Vasantha, for sharing that. We'll come back to you, Vasantha, to know more about your work.
Okay.
Prajakta, coming back to you, tell us a little bit now, about how entrepreneurship happened, how you started it, and how has the journey been?
Yeah. I am right now working as a co-founder and a director of a software company called ITChamps Software Pvt Ltd. We are especially a gold partner for SAP consulting, education, and other verticals. From my childhood, I was very passionate about managing a business since I grew up watching my dad running a small business. And I used to tell him, like, when I grow up, I want to take care of your business. He used to feel proud of me whenever I used to say that. Going further, I completed my engineering, and as most girls of my generation get married after the graduation, I also got married. I got married to Rajesh Kutnikar, and we immediately went to Singapore since he was working for SAP Asia in Singapore. And
Okay.
then we moved to US for a couple of years. We were out of country for 7 years post my marriage. Once we came back, Rajesh started the company. He was a successful consultant in overseas, but it was just a coincidence that one of his friends suggested him to utilize his knowledge and experience and to start a business in a good education hub like Mysore. Then we decided to start this company, and my dream of management came true when I started working in my own company as a director. We had a few challenges to overcome. For starters, both me and my husband were the first generation entrepreneurs, so and have been employed for approximately a decade. So I used to take care of finance, HR, PR, and admin when we started this company. So we went on smaller things as we grow. We started with 3 employees, and now we can proudly say after 2 decades, we are 100 plus strong employee company. And in 2012, we decided to start a new vertical in SAP education. And from that time, I am heading the education division in our organization. Recently, I started taking care of professional service also as an additional portfolio. So, apart from doing the training part, professional services, I take care of admin because since it's my own company and my dream from my childhood was to become a management person. So, when we started this company, that dream came true, and it is all because of my husband who bought this platform for me also to complete to get my dream come true. Like,
Yes. No, thanks, Prajakta. Thanks for sharing that with us. And move. So, Shri, anything you would like to add here? Before I move on, and anything that you would like to ask them, or add something here. You are on mute, Shri. Uh, you you are on mute, Shri. Now we
Okay.
no problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolute pleasure to have both of you, Vasantha ma'am as well as Prajakta. Real pleasure to be here on this platform today together. Vasantha ma'am, maybe I'll come to you first. What did it take? What did it really take to get motivated? And I know you have started it. You said you were in a family, a very big family. So obviously, it took some time for you, as much as your passion you took forward. But what did it really take for you to say that, okay, I need to be an entrepreneur? I need to see a bigger picture than just be doing painting on saris or doing anything. And today, the art form that you have developed, I have seen some of your painting, I mean some of your work that you have, uh, I get to see on WhatsApp or on the exhibitions. There has to be something more than just passion. There has to be something that you say that, okay, this is what drives me to do even better.
Yeah, that is there. Uh, because I was in a joint family. And actually, male were possessive, and they didn't want women to be, interfere in the decision making or taking part in equally with men. They used to care for us, but that point was there, and usually they used my one of my brother-in-law used to always use the sentence, "Don't listen to the ladies, don't listen to the ladies," like uh, don't listen to the ladies' words. Like, it was minimum 20 times in the day he used to repeat. That was making me irritating, so I wanted to prove myself also. Then after learning, when my friends asked me to start class, that was my an opportunity. What was hidden in me that I
Yeah.
have to earn on something like that. That opportunity came to the door. So I'm sitting at home only. We can. I proved myself. Sitting at home, you can earn. As a woman, you need not go out if you are not allowed to go out. Also, we are sitting at home. Also, you can
Do
earn and
things.
achieve. That I have proved.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I
So
now also I
Ayushri,
take classes like,
okay.
and as I went to the Ceylon, Colombo for with FKCCI group, then I observed Uma Reddy and others how they were participating in all the sessions and all. Then I was just observing them and I had a wish that I would also become uh, woman entrepreneur and take
Wonderful.
active part and motivate others also. That really I could make it, but if it is late also, it's I don't mind late in my life, but it is satisfactory. I got
Ayushri,
this
this is
opportunity to.
Yeah,
Uh,
I should. This is the difference between a tier one and a tier two city.
Yeah.
You can see, you can feel, you can hear.
Yeah.
So, tier two city requires more of
Yeah.
understanding the
Yeah.
ecosystem. You have to
Yeah.
carry the ecosystem with you. How much ever you want to do what you want to do, you need to carry the ecosystem. You can't just simply isolate yourself and say, hey, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do this and
Yeah.
I'll still move on with it. Yeah. And the reason is, especially when you're in a smaller place, the word carries out very easily.
Yes. Very good.
Vasantha is actually has a very big family, and she comes from a jewelry basically at the background. So Tholasi jewelers are known not just in India but outside the country also. And thereby, when she said that, they said that don't listen to the women, people in the family knew, okay, okay, we are good, we are done it. This is what it is, and these are the set standards. So there
Standards.
are
Yeah.
more things that you have to actually counteract before you actually prove yourself. And
True.
so
True.
kudos,
Absolutely.
Vasanta ma'am, really a big thank you for sharing this.
Yes.
Coming to you, Prajakta, at least you and me, we were little blessed with parents who supported education, with parents who supported emotionally, with parents who have given us a stable childhood, and we all, I mean, at least study wise, nobody said anything to us, right? Even going forward, also, if we wanted to do, we did it. It came at a cost. You know better. I know, but then still we carried things around with us with families, and we still did what it is. So today when I'm looking at you, Prajakta, and I would like you to tell me, what do you see a difference between our mothers, us, of course you are younger to me, so much your generation is little more younger than me. So your generation and your daughter, because her daughter is also now stepping into the area of entrepreneurship.
Wonderful.
Prajakta, maybe three generations come together in a short brief.
Yeah. Actually, as you said, like we are blessed with our education, but coming from mom side, my mom is hardly fourth standard past that older generation, but she used to tell us only one thing, like if you have education, people will respect you, no matter you don't have money, but education you should have. And though she was like literally fourth standard is no education, but She has made all four daughters well educated. My father was a MSc chemistry that time, and he also was like into like my daughters have to study, and that's where we all four were well educated, and that same came to me also. For me also education was more important, and I'm blessed to have my both my kids. One is engineer and the second one is a fashion designer, who has joined me as an entrepreneur, in my business. So I can see lot of difference from my mother, from my side, and to my daughter. The way we look at the world is totally three different versions. Like my mother used to feel that okay, we should work only with a limited resources, with limited field, and whatever we are comfortable. For me, I feel that if you go out of your comfort zone, then you will be able to know what your potential is.
Certainly.
Otherwise you will feel that okay, you that shell, it becomes like your own house, and you will be, you are more comfortable in that house.
Yeah.
So it's more this thing to come out of that comfort zone to know your own potential.
Yeah.
And same I'm seeing now, when my daughter has joined me in the business, I feel so nice to see her new ideas, because she comes from a Gen Z level. So she brings so much new ideas to the platform. Like when we have our strategy meetings, she comes up with so new ideas, like we feel like okay, yeah, this should be done. So we can see the difference, what my mom, my dad were doing, what I am thinking of doing, me and my husband, what we thought, and brought this 19 years of business. And now my son will also be soon joining us in our business. So we can see that new generation comes, and how they bring the new ideas to the table. It makes lot of difference.
Certainly. Yeah. Yes, sir. She anything? Yes. No, thanks, Prajakta, for sharing that. And she a very apt question. In fact, my question was also on that to both Vasantha ma'am and Prajakta, that, what was the motivation, what motivated. And Prajakta, I think from the very beginning, you have been talking about your motivation, since childhood, wanting to be an entrepreneur, seeing that in the family. And for Vasantha ma'am, I think, wanting to, make a name for out of herself, however small she started, at least taking that step out. And I'm sure that's going to be inspiring for so many others to start. When you could take a chance and start at a much later age, like you said, it doesn't matter. Starting matters. What age you are at or something, taking that first step matters. So thanks a lot. So I have another question. You both have met, worked with so many people. Met, so have had so many encounters. Like, so I wanted to know any one or two instances of maybe people you have worked with or your clients, and because of the work you do, it has really helped them in some way. Some client must have come and told you, because of something they got, and that has motivated you to keep working harder in this field, and just gives you that thing that you are on the right track. One of, maybe it might be your client, it might be someone from your team, that it has changed someone's life, basically, the work you are doing. Not changed, I mean, I don't mean a big, it does not have to be a big story, but some story that has stayed with you, that you would like to share. Vasantha ma'am, would you like to go first?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's painting. Teaching painting is face to face,
Yes.
like a B2B only. So number of hours we will be together. So naturally they share their problems, or sometimes their wishes and all, like.
Yes.
So I've been a good counselor for anybody, and encouraging anybody according to their situation and according to their taste. I used to motivate them, and not only with the painting line, other lines also I used to guide
Yeah.
how they can come up and all.
Yeah.
Most of the housewives also used to come to me.
Yeah.
For them also, they were stuck like inside the four walls. I
Yeah.
used to make them come out of the walls and can be more free and go outgoing and all like that. Just inspire them. Yeah. Just motivate them, support them. They need support of others, like whether they are correct or not, they will be feeling.
Certainly.
So such kind also I have done, and many DC, all 3, 4 DC officers' wives have learned from me. When they get transferred, another DC will come. No? Their wife will join to my class like that.
Yeah.
So they used to come with corporate commissioner wife, like officials only. So few had a very good hand. They used to get transferred. So I observed that if you have really good hand and you have a time, I'll teach you more if you come for 2 times a day.
Yeah.
Make good pictures and I can guide you to become a teacher.
Yeah.
So she really had put the effort, and she is now teaching in her wherever she goes,
She
where
goes.
she is transferred. That gives me a satisfaction.
Obviously, that you have passed it on to so many others, right? That's all small. No one.
They won't have that thought like I can also teach, or just for the
Certainly.
collection sake they will be doing.
Yes, yes. And you could give them that thing, that they can
Mm.
convert their passion into a profession, like how you did it for yourself,
Yeah,
you know?
students after they get married, what next they will be thinking.
Yeah, yeah,
So for them also, I used to guide, not only not like anyway, because I was exposed to. I was born and brought up in Bangalore. I
yeah.
have many circles, relative circles.
Yes.
I had good exposure, so I used to tell them many stories and motivate them to how to take their life easily and all. That
Wonderful.
is,
Wonderful.
that's also a satisfactory point for me.
Certainly. Wonderful. Prajakta,
I
you're over to you. Yes, anything. Yes, please.
just a thing on this note. Humility is thy word for Vasantha ma'am. Actually, she is the one who is president for women's in small industry in Mysore,
Wonderful.
and she is the one because of which many women actually get opportunities to go abroad to understand what it takes to be there. We
Yeah.
had a very beautiful online we had a very beautiful session on digital marketing,
Okay.
and free hand she just went around telling these women who are in small industries to
Yeah.
come together, learn these things. So at that age that she is, I
Yeah. Yeah.
find it always very inspiring that it is not about me. It's about actually what I can give, and
It's
it is about how I can inspire other people. I think that is something to really learn from her.
certainly, certainly.
Being where she sits with whatever. I mean, that whatever. Generally, at this age, we would have said, "Okay, sit in the house and be with your kids." Rather than that, actually, it's not just about her, but motivate the
Community.
rest
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
women. So I think that is something to be really emulated, and for us also to
Certainly.
learn that you have to give back to the society.
Certainly, always, always. No, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
sharing that. Yeah. Prajakta, over to you to share, something from your journey that has kept you motivated and something that has stayed with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are multiple instances where I can share, which I can share with you. The first thing is, since I am a responsible for education division in our company, I had to meet the VC of a large university to convince him for offering for SAP courses.
Yeah.
I was pretty nervous, but since Rajesh was accompanying me, I was confident that he would pitch in to explain the technical aspect if I get stuck somewhere. The
Yeah.
VC also was very friendly and patiently he sat through my presentations, which
Yeah.
gave me a lot of confidence. I have now proposed an integrated degree course in computer science engineering with ERP specialization. I'm keeping my fingers crossed to see this through a AICT approval. And hope thousands of students get advantage through the
Yeah.
CRP, because SAP market needs lot of SAP consultants to come out, and this major step will give us lot of consultants from the colleges. Like, So that is one part. Second one, apart from this, I counsel a lot of students on day to day basis. Lot of parents come to me saying that please guide us, kid, how to go further. So when I graduated, there was nobody for me to guide and to tell me how to go further, what to do, what is in demand. Nothing was able to know. And since we were not from the engineering background, nobody were there from my family to guide me.
Yeah.
I had a tough time to find a job and then to sustain in the job. But now I sit on the other side of the table. So I feel that my responsibility to guide this younger generation properly, because they just come up with something in their mind, like some friend tells, somebody tells to do something, and they are like, yeah, yeah, we want to do this, we want to do this. Like, then I just try to explain them, just not that you should listen to somebody else and do it. Instead, try to survey it. What is your interest? What is market demand? And then you club together, and then you take the decision to make your career. It's not just somebody tells and you just end up doing something, because that won't give a long career.
Yeah.
So I have counseled on this basis. So many students and their parents, they give tell me, or on teachers day they send me the notes like, thank you for being with us, thank you for guiding us. That gives me immense satisfaction that somewhere I have helped the community to do something better when I'm sitting on the other side of the table. Like, so I always feel that when you have that potential to help, please, you can help them in whatever way you
Yeah.
can. Like,
Yes, no, certainly. Thanks a lot, Prajakta. Thank you for sharing those. Yes, and like she has been saying, it's about giving back to the community, and both of you have wonderful stories of how, not just how you have excelled in what you are doing, but also have taken that, communities together somewhere, created that spiraling effect, of the network, and, been doing some good work there. Yes, Shri, you are saying something.
Yeah, Prajakta, you have a question from the audience, and that says that how did you manage kids with your work life?
Yes. So
Very
before
tough
that,
question.
yes, before that, actually, my next question is on challenges, So please
Okay.
feel free to take. I was thinking, because we have a question from Preeti, who's asking you this question. And so please feel free to talk about a few challenges also. We have spoken about, how it started, all the good things, but I'm sure, this journey hasn't been without challenges. So please talk about that, and and we can take Preeti's question also, which is, how did you manage your kids with your work life? Like, what, yeah.
yeah, when I came back to India, my son was 5 years old and my daughter was 2 years old. So he started going to first standard, and my daughter was just going to a playground, play area. So she was just going for 1 hour. So I used to go to office only for 1 hour. So as and when my kids started their schooling, time span increases, so I started increasing my office times. And in the evening, I used to, once I come back from office, I used to sit with them for their studies. And I used to do my studies from the office, and they used to study their school. Like, so I used to do that. And then I'm part of lot of organizations also. So apart from my business, apart from my family, I'm a member of Roundtable, CII, TIE, so many CEO clubs. So all these membership organizations, I'm part. So I take, I feel that if you have the aim to do something, you will find the way. It is said, no, where there is a will there is a way.
Yeah.
So it is like that. So I have tried my best. As and when my kids started growing, and when my kids were in the school, I never went out of the Mysore for any of the business meetings and all that. Whatever is there, I used to do during their school timings. But now when my both the kids are out of the nest in their own world, so now I started going on my business tours and going for business meetings, traveling a lot. Like every week I'm out almost.
Wonderful, wonderful,
I'm
Prajakta.
also in a joint family, so I take care of my family also.
Yeah, no, very nice to know. Yes. Vasantha ma'am, a few challenges you would like to talk about, that you could overcome, and, that were there in your way, but that you successfully overcome, or you still continue to face them, anything.
Yeah, that is that always challenges are there, never ending. But
Yes.
the pattern will be changed. That's all according to the
Yes.
time.
Yes.
And I was married to a joint family. My husband are six brothers.
Yeah.
So every year there would be some wedding, family wedding will be there, or some functions will be there. So taking care of the guests. The routine was very much housemaking only. But the urge for my art or doing something was in the corner of my mind. But I dedicated myself as a good housewife, and my father-in-law and mother-in-law were very pleased with me, and they used to give my example to others. Like she's a good housewife, follow her. Like and that encouraged me to be more dedicated housewife.
Yeah.
But slowly I came out as the responsibilities of the family was changed, pattern was changed. And one thing that is, it may sound funny, that Siddha Samadhi yoga class I had attended in Bangalore. It was a very good course. It's regarding like personality development. Like it's a 9 days course. So I was so much impressed with the teacher, and I begged that teacher to come to Mysore and conduct the class. After pleading so much, she agreed to come. But I tried my best to collect the students for the class. Nobody turned up. Only two people came. See, minimum 20 she wanted,
Mm.
20 students. So I went to each shop in the Ashoka Road. We lived in Ashoka Road. Where I begged them to come and attend the class in the temple. I had organized in the temple. So to fill the gap, I made my family members to attend, my father-in-law, mother-in-law, and brother-in-law, everybody. So it helped me a lot so much. That personality development class helped me
Yeah.
really great change. It gave a great change in all the personalities in the house, and they became more cooperative with me,
Yeah.
and I became little more confident, and I became a member in Vanivilas Ladies Club, and I was very much interested in sports, tennis, and badminton. I
Yeah.
used to participate in tournaments, and so like that I came out of the home, and my friends got my friend circle more, and it really changed my life. I
Wonderful.
must say, Siddha Samadhi Yoga class changed my life.
No, wonderful, wonderful, ma'am. Wonderful to know. And thank
So
you
I
for sharing your
organized
story.
5 times in the Mysore.
Yeah.
Each batch to 225 members. First batch I struggled a lot, but after it became from word of mouth, it became popular.
Ah, okay.
So I could every 6 months I could organize one course, and 225 members used to participate.
Yes. From 2 to 225. That's a great journey.
Great number,
Yes.
and they were so happy, and they used to come and thank me a lot for
Yeah.
organizing this kind of class, and
Yes.
that gave me a satisfaction. Like, and after that, we started fun club
Ah,
in our Yadagiri of no limit age limit.
okay.
This was also inspired by Siddha Samadha Yoga. We used to have one class for the fun club, fun games class. That I adopted, and we started, and my husband also cooperated. Every Sunday we used to have fun club.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
All age people used to attend, and
Come
they
and
used to wish me when I go for work. I never used to recognize the faces, but they used to wish me, and I wished back them.
No, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for sharing your story so candidly with us. Shri, with that, I come to end of my questions. My actually last question, but I think you will also ask a little bit because you had one of your questions. I just wanted to, know about, because obviously both Prajakta and Vasantha ma'am are from Mysore and have been working in Mysore. So, that thing, the difference between, that you have ever felt between, and Vasantha ma'am has said she was in Bangalore also before. So, working in a tier two city, doing business in a tier two city, or, how has it been different? Then, like, what do you pros and cons of like being in a tier as opposed to being in a tier one city? But anything, she you would like to add to this, so that I mean, over to you to take it from here, basically. But this was.
Sure, thanks a lot, Ayushree. And we all are here in Tier 2 city. And Vasantha ma'am, you would actually agree that we do not get so many opportunities that people who are getting in Tier 1 city, right? Especially because you promoted so much on Vice that please take advantage of this opportunity, what has come our way. And in fact, you help women to travel all the way to Bangalore, and so that we can attend some of these sessions and whatnot. So the question to both of you would be, of course, there are some questions from Preeti again, but I'll come back to it later. The question to both of you is, what difference it would, and you guys have come from a bigger city also. So what would have been different if you were in a city like Bangalore versus in Mysore? What is it as a business owners, not in personal, this one personal, of course everyone loves Mysore, because where by the time you actually go and travel through the silk board, we can go and see all our city and come back 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours is what you require for just crossing one signal to another signal. By that time we can see all of Mysore and come back to our house. So I'm not asking on the personal note. I'm definitely, we are blessed to have greenery and all the good things here. But as a business owners, I would like to hear both from you and Prajakta, that what would have been different. What is it that Mysore needs to have for women entrepreneurs?
Mainly the market, because in Bangalore you can observe, even for a small thing, whatever the production, new product, people like to buy and experiment. If one buys, 10 members will buy like that. Oh, she has bought like that, they will buy. Here, Mysore, to sell anything is very, very difficult. The market is poor response. That is the main drawback. The facilities, of course, in Tier 1 cities are more. And when you conduct the exhibitions, the response will be good. But the expenditure is also is high only. But now, compared to before, the Tier 2 cities, our Mysore is better in
Yeah.
all the ways. We
Yeah.
feel it is peaceful, and people have changed a little bit.
Yeah.
That can be it's not a drastic change, but slowly they have changed. This is quite comfortable right now. Compared to before, now it's better.
Okay. Sure. What about you, Prajakta? What do you think? I
Uh,
mean, you have an office in Mumbai and you have a main company is incorporated, or your base is in Mysore. So, how do you see that two changes? And again, as I said, it's not on personal level; it's on business level that I want to hear.
yeah. I feel the gap is reducing with great connectivity option to work remotely and the infrastructure for the internet connectivity across the country. We can work we can work in tier 2 city, but the main advantage of tier 1 is like lot of networking is happen. The market is vast where you can pitch in. People, as Vasantha ma'am said, lot of people, word of mouth, it goes fast. It's like a wildfire which moves fast. Here, advantage, like as every city has pros and cons. Even Mysore or tier 1, tier 2 city has their own pros and cons. In Mysore, you are so connected with friends, families, and it is like only a limited one. Even for extending your business, only that particular group will be there in Mysore. And it is more comfort zone in the Mysore to do business within this small circle. But when you go outside tier 2 city to tier 1 city, need you need that energy, or you need those fast moving ideas to be in the race in that tier 1 city, because every moment is a challenge in tier 1 city. You have competition for your business, so you have to come up with new ideas, you have to come up with new things to keep on the pace, on the speed, to make the business like.
So on that note, I'm very sure, Prajakta, the Zen Z, which is joining your IT champs, is going to make that change happen. I'm very sure that IT champs is going to see a very new league, because one, that both the kids had been abroad. Not because they have been abroad, but they have been exposed to a different work culture, a different market size, actually, to be truthful. And now they come back and join the family business. Definitely there is a lot of change that we are going to see, as we in the coming years, I'm very sure. 100 will become 1,000, 10,000 will become 10,000, and 10,000 will become 100,000. I'm very sure about it. So, going on that, I'm not sure if Jagat has joined us today.
I think Jagat is here with us.
So
Jagat,
is that?
yes.
So Jagat, I think I have some questions for you. So you are on the hot seat, man. The reason is because we are talking way we are seeing. For both Project and Vasantha ma'am, Jagat is the person who is actually who is the founder of Vidphone technology, and he's the one who is aspiring to see how he can make changes with the technology that he has come up with. And Bitphone is a phenomenal good technology. I want Jagat you to tell us more about it, so that Prajakta is from your domain, so I'm very sure will quickly see the applications that Bitphone brings, which are of use. Vasantha madam also will have the a change, a very new concept, which is given to the in the area of art, actually.
Yeah.
So how is it that we can talk about the hybrid culture, Jagat, and then maybe take it on specifically from B2B and B2C? I think so. That is what I would like you to emphasize on.
Oh, wonderful, Shri. I think I'm so happy just to be an audience on this thing. I'm happy to learn so much, and thanks to both Prajakta and Vasantha madam, really wonderful journeys. So yes, like she was saying, you know, just quickly, very brief introduction. I won't bore the audience, but started off in 2010, social commerce, and in Bangalore. I'm very much Bangalore boy. So born here, Malleshwaram. So as Bangalore as it gets, and by what do you call, fast forward to 2016, I was building out video simply because uh, you know less than 10% of India knows English. This statistic kind of hit me very, very hard, and I felt if I go to Mysore or 100 kilometers from Mysore or any other state, I did my engineering at NIT, so spent like 19 years in Bangalore, 18 years, and then went to UP in 2004. So you can imagine it's you see really what is India there, and they don't speak English. It's all happening in Bhojpuri, not even Hindi, but that was important. So hence we started. Many people may not know, but you can go and check on the Play Store. We actually launched before the so-called famous ones of today, and because our mission has never been just about communication, it's really about going beyond that communication. Today, it doesn't matter whether you're using Airtel or Jio. Ultimately, a phone call is a phone call. So I think video, when you look at it, and it's very close to me because my mother, I've always said, is like a great inspiration, because when I was growing up, I would be on her Luna going to Jalahalli. She was working over there. So I think those who know Bangalore will know Rajajinagar to Jalahalli. It's quite a journey. And that's what got me started in corporate culture itself, going to the office, seeing a printer, staplers, and loving stationery. And so I've always, I think since Ayushree has come, like this has been very important to us, not only with women, but now with specific thing on tier 2, where I mean, I don't know how many people are okay with that kind of labeling, but just to kind of give it a category. How do we spread the culture? So obviously video, this is a big part of it. I think we are doing all this also not just for promotion. Yes, of course, we love to have wonderful people use our platform. And that's what's the difference. It's not which tool you use, but who's using those tools. Right? Are the top 1% using our tool? So we are more about that. I hope I'm not taking too much time, but let me just, IT, like we thought, I've been doing digital consulting for a while, transformation with, large enterprises from 2012. Uh, it's like if you don't have a website, you don't exist, number one. So it's almost like a fundamental starting point, like a benchmark for your digital journey would be a website, and then, social and all of that. So today it becomes all about video first. So I think we have moved beyond just text. 90% of the internet is video. So it's natural that people have to have a video-based hub, right? Not just scheduled links, but a bunch of tools. You can't run a business with one tool. And that's my whole point. So we give you a Swiss Army knife of products, of features. I'm happy to get into a deep demo, where we have more time. But overall, this is about the business customer interaction. Whatever we see so far, be it the big American scheduling companies or conferencing companies, is about internal communication. Today, I told my mom, when I started, like you don't go into the corner and buying flowers from the flower lady. She'll just show you on video chat, and she'll send it to your home. And this is what I was telling in 2016. Almost that's happened today, and that's very happy because I saw construction. You go to a construction site. How do I put that mazdoor or that mason? How do I bring him into the productivity fold? He can just show, this is my video, this is my wall, this is what I've done, details, and to his head office, and that's actually productivity, as good as a document, with an Excel. So that way, I think with IT, of course, I'm happy to get into a conversation with Prajakta Madam, how we can deliver more to your customers as well through our we have various tools for sales, support, marketing for a business. So ultimately, business don't care about whether I'm on X, Y, or Z conferencing tool. They care about who's going to give us customer revenue profit. So, that's where we are at. We are towards that focus. Of course, we have multiple verticals. We have been there for a while, so we've built out a lot of tools. Happy to talk. In terms of artists, I'm so excited to see an artist on our platform. It's like very away from our stupid geeky world. But, I think some of the best, programmers and scientists also are our musicians. And I think one of the shows we did in the middle of COVID, this was at Sri Rama Temple in 9th Block, Jayanagar, for those who know. We basically worked with a not-for-profit from Australia. And we had a bunch of blind musicians actually play a concert. And then we live streamed that across the world. We collected lakhs, and we were able to pay that to those people. That was one of my landmark, and I feel very happy about that because I'm a musician myself. I play guitars and stuff. So to imagine what a blind musician is going through during COVID. And we were just fortunate to get that opportunity with some very good friends, and it was all taken care through a charity in Australia. Of course, there was some regulatory stuff I had to go through because it was supposedly a donation, and I had to do. But that aside, I think artists today need a place where they can kind of own their content, showcase themselves, and they're not at the mercy of algorithms. And I think that's very important. So I see a fit there where people can, take tips and, donate. One of the best things I saw in Thailand was, and I also, started going to this band. We would just go in the evening to watch this band play. And soon they called me on stage, and by the end of that vacation, I was actually playing with that band consistently. And there they have this tip box concept. It's beautiful. So the band's playing, and you have a big tip box there. Very, very respectful, and make a lot of money on the tip. So I look at a virtual tip box and just have music going on. I think I don't know, Vasantha, I'm over to you as well. That was a quick kind of synopsis. Video has a role today in every industry and vertical. So thanks, Sri, for asking that. I hope it kind of made justice to the question. That's all.
I cannot tell you. I know Prajakta might be excited because of the IT and all the other, as you rightly said, the gigs of it. But I see really a very big application for Vasantha ma'am.
Yes.
If we can do a solo exhibition for her. I mean,
Exactly. I was thinking of the same.
yeah, solo exhibition, and that on Vidphone. I mean, or on some platforms like this where actually they don't have to travel from point A to point B, and they can still take their art from here all the way to North America, to Europe, and to wherever they are going.
Blind music.
Application seems to be bigger on the artist side also, or equally enchanting or equally important for artist side as much as we are for all the other businesses that we have.
Yeah.
They are in control of their work, and
Yeah.
that's important to me. It's something that they put it up here. we are not using this and circulating it the way we would want to, like, based on algorithm or some kind of propaganda, which many platforms today are moving there. So we want to keep the power with the creators. And again, video number one delivery. So you won't believe, she got me into a very, I don't know how much time we have, but very quickly, 10 years back, 20 years back, I used to sometimes always think, why can't I get a drummer from the US? And I'm playing guitars, and we're actually doing, there were a lot of technical issues because of lag and, the connectivity. But today with WebRTC based stuff, what we do, even it's almost real time. So yeah, but we are a small company. We can't get into so many verticals, but the platform is such that it can already be used for these things.
Yes. Yeah.
So, Vasantha madam, if anything else, we talked about tier 1, tier 2 city, and you said market is the biggest problem. I think this might be a solution that we might actually do. We do a solo exhibition of your paintings,
Yes.
and then market doesn't happens to be your problem anymore.
Yes. So through
No, not
video,
only for me, generally.
yes.
No, it's fantastic. And ma'am, I think you're a wonderful start. So we'd love to, look at how we can work that. Definitely,
Yeah.
you can talk about them and give them a kind of very curated experience. Even if your paintings are out there, maybe you're not there to walk them. So it's very, curated. We can look at some things. I'm sure.
Yes.
Great idea.
So even if they are not physically present, that makes you reach a lot more, your
Yeah.
impact, even wherever they are, you can, like you said, some DC wives used to come learn and then take it back. Now, even if
That's
they are somewhere else, through video, you can still be, like you connected and take that even like fourfolds more can be done.
yeah. For this intention only, we conducted a digital market few
Workshop, yes,
whiles.
that
We
Sri spoke
organized.
about. Yes,
Lakshmi also participated in that
yes, yes,
program. It was really helpful to many.
yeah,
So many students also participated in that program.
yes.
So I lack in the technical knowledge, but I would like to spread the knowledge to
Huh?
others by
There's a quote about
organizing
Bangalore.
programs.
Vasudha ma'am, there's a quote about Bangalore. If you throw a stone, it hits a tech person. So don't worry. We have it covered.
Yes, no, we would love to, connect to you both and, see how we can really make a difference in your respective fields and, take however we can collaborate, because that is what, like Shri said, the aim is really to help to help the tier two ecosystem with the work we are doing, and we'll see.
And for us
Because
also to learn, I guess. I mean,
yes,
it's not
exactly,
only one way. I'm
exactly,
sure we've got to learn a lot more.
exactly. Exactly. So we have one last question from Preeti again, and that is, how did you all manage the capital for your startup? Prajakta, would you like to take that first?
Yeah, when we came back from US, all our savings we invested as a capital for my startup, like, and then we started our business. We started actually from my home. There was a small room in the garage where we started our office, where only two consultants were sitting, and then we went to a rented place where we can make 10 to 15 people sit, and then from there we went to my father-in-law was having a pharmaceutical company, so we thought we can share his premises, so ended up with that. And then eventually my father-in-law closed down his business to give whole area to us. So
Okay.
now we are having a much bigger place where we can accommodate more than like 500 to 1000 people in the campus. Like, so step by step we have gone from a garage place to a rented place to a shared company place to a personally owned company place. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. No, wonderful. Wonderful.
Maybe I can ask, I can give a little bit on to this
Yes.
question,
Yes.
Preeti, that, for us, being in tier 2 city, it is not very difficult. And in fact, I run a biotech company. This is my second venture. So in our case also, we were able to raise first debt funding from the bank, and that was under CGTMSC scheme. which allowed us to take the money from the bank without collateral. So you were not burning your house to start your business. And then we raised angel investment. Now tier 2 cities have no problem raising this funding. It's easy to raise here also, because people are seeing two things. The investors are seeing two things. One, that the cost of doing things in smaller cities is less. So if the revenue is not coming faster, at least the expenses are less. So smaller amount can create bigger impacts. So that is something that investors, whether be, and especially the angel investors, are very interested in that part. The third one, even I raised this one, venture capital A, series A. I mean, all the bragging rights for doing that. But if you had a real good thing with you, it didn't matter whether you were in a small city or in a big city, and in a business which was more of brick and mortar, because biotech required a lot of funding also, actually, deep tech or biotech. And that also can be done. But if you have a good idea about what you want to do, it be truthful to yourself as well as those investors, I think you can do all the things. So though gone are those days that capital was a issue just because you were in a smaller city. Yes, it requires perseverance, but it requires perseverance anywhere. Whether it is be a tier 1 or tier 2 city, it didn't matter. So yeah, we are able to get, in fact it is easier little bit to get in tier 2 city, especially the debt funding. Everybody knows everybody. So if XYZ knew me, they would actually go back to their banks and talk about me and say, hey, you know what, I would like to believe that lady, because she will be able to return the loan. So here the probability of getting debt funding is actually much higher compared to that of the bigger cities, where you don't know people actually, or everything works on trust. So I think we all manage those capitals in startups, whether be debt or whether be equity funding.
Yes. No, thanks, Shri. Thanks for sharing that. And, I think, Preeti, hope that answers your question. And with that, I think we are at the end of today's session. And wonderful having you, Prajakta and Vasantha ma'am, again. And thank you, Shri, for wonderfully, beautifully coordinating, co-hosting this with me. And thanks, Jagat, for sharing, what our vision is. So with that, thank you again, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Look forward to seeing you all join our next session that would be happening next Thursday, where we'll have again two wonderful ladies joining us from Mysore. And please do share this. The recording would be available on the same link in a few minutes. So please do feel free to share it with your networks, etc. And we'll be in touch otherwise, to see how we can collaborate more and take this discussions forward. Thank you so much again. Thank you all the users who joined us, Prema, Lajja, Kalpana, Navya, Preeti, Chandni. Thank you so much for joining, and everyone who's viewing us live. uh, Thank you again. Yes, wonderful having you all here with us today. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
Ayushree.
Thank you,
Absolute
Ayushree.
pleasure.
Bye.
Thank you, Srilakshmi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.